What's up, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of So What You Hear. I'm Jay.
I'm Craig.
Tev.
And today we are doing things differently because there's nothing going on in the NFL. Like OTA started, but it's like literally you're like watching guys in shorts toss the ball back and forth to each other.
I've heard Dak has started over.
We'll get to that. We'll get to all that. We're not even going to do a lot of some of the, our pregame convo because I think some of this will come up as we go.
Okay.
But today we've decided to introduce a new segment in which my co-hosts are going to tell me.
Segments.
We're going to introduce a segment in which they are going to have to tell me whether I've hit the bullseye or I need to hold my horses.
Okay. What you calling this segment?
Hold your horses. Alright, we'll start with one that should be pretty easy for y'all to go ahead and talk to. I think we've kind of talked about it before. Adding a second weapon like George Pickens to that offense.
To what offense? I know the Cowboys, but you say it out loud.
Wow.
Hopefully they watched the last episode where we talked about it. But anyway, adding Pickens to that offense, this will be the year that the Cowboys can turn it around and get where they need to. Who's going to take first?
I think you need to hold your horses.
I think you need to hold your horses too. I don't know about all that.
Not that we can't make it there. Not that we can't win. We could. Okay, because I already said it. Remember? But I mean, he the one who missed the ball in Pittsburgh. When they lost, they could have won a playoff game. Like, he dropped the ball. And that was, like, the only ball. So, yeah. So, with that being said, I think it's going to take more picking. And like I said, the rumors is that Dak is still developing. How long has he played? This is his second contract. And he's third contract.
It's like 10 years.
And he's still developing.
So Dak hit his ceiling is what he's probably saying.
Well, and he never really had that.
Nobody ever taught him.
Really tried to coach.
That's terrible.
I mean, he makes his own little like.
Look what Jason Garrett did with Daniel Jones.
But I guess it also makes it seem like what are these offensive coaches doing with their quarterbacks? You got to have the skill to play my offense. And that's it.
I mean, you just give them the plays, and
I think sometimes they coach around their problems instead of trying to fix it.
No, so
that's I don't know. So I say it's hold your horses as well.
I think it's.
I really think it because one, Brian Schottenheimer hasn't shown me anything. And then what you said earlier about what you guys heard about how that was.
Now, to be fair, who was your backup quarterback? Who was playing last year? Rush
Cooper. Yeah,
he looked pretty good.
It just seemed like you guys didn't have all the pieces. I feel like it's crazy to me that Rush. At least you guys are still competing with him. That's like the drop off in some certain things might be here or there, but then he hits some big plays. You're like, oh snap! Okay,
yeah.
So it's one of those things for me. But I had to see Brian Schottenheimer and then Pickens, like you said, show up in big time games, and you just gotta make that running game. What makes y'all go has always been having you have to. You guys,
they have Murray and Blue now.
Yeah, but you have to have they at least need no less than a mid tier good running game. Like they have to have 1,300 yards from the running backs combined in that room. Yeah. They don't get that.
Last year they had none.
They don't get that.
No, right.
There's no way they're getting where they think they go with that. So, yeah.
All right. So, I think we have our answer for that one.
Maybe if they use Turpin, the way Turpin needs to be used.
But supposedly they're going to be using him more.
They should. I mean, I'll use a secret weapon. Let's open the vault. What is happening? He go get a touchdown. All right, good. And they lock it back up again. Never to be seen again. It was crazy.
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
But, that was one.
So, number 2. With Derek Carr deciding to retire from the Saints, the number 1 pick in the draft is 100% guaranteed.
Oh, you mean because they're gonna be that bad?
Yeah, they're going to be that bad. They're going to be the worst team in the league.
Because he retired?
Yeah, who else is going to play?
They look like trash anyway.
Yeah, it was worse when he wasn't there.
Well, maybe now, he got hurt, so now you have a person to work with from the beginning. Who's their quarterback again?
Exactly. There we go. There it is. I think that just gave me my answer. I think I'm on the bullseye there.
Yeah.
I heard the bell ring with that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was me. You can take the rest of water, but you
I think after this saying, if that horse is a Saints fan, it won't want to draw itself.
Yeah.
They didn't pick up a quarterback.
They did. Tyler Shaw. Shuck?
Shaw? I don't know. Something like that.
Something like that. He's like 40, coming out of college.
Did you?
No, he's like 27, 26.
Something like that. He's older. He's one of those.
So you don't think he could surprise you?
No,
It's one of those things where, like, dude, he'll be 30 by the time he's getting ready to finish his first contract. How much better do you think you're going to get? Like, your body develops, but, in almost every year from, like, 20 to, like, 26. He's done. So this is what you're getting. If you don't come out this year and ball, it's over.
Oh my god, my brain just
Brandon Whedon?
No, oh my god, I'm looking right at him. My brain just blank. Rams.
Kurt Warner?
Kirk Warner was older.
It is a phenomenon.
Okay, it can't happen again.
Okay, so
I don't like
to hold your horses on this one, Chris.
I don't like counting people out before they even start.
We'll go ahead and wrap this up.
Okay, I think
if
if they're not, they're definitely top 3. It's because I don't see. Yes, I believe they. No, you know what? I forgot. My team's a part of the NFL. I don't know.
He looks good.
He looks good, but
y'all got a lot of offense to hold. Y'all offensive line to hold him up.
I'm not going to talk about that.
Okay.
I'm not.
There's a lot of teams that could be bad. They were usually bad.
We're also the Browns. We don't know how bad they're going to be, even though Shador's there. Will he win more? We don't know. They could do a quarterback by committee. They might make it work.
Okay. Then you know what? I think my next one will be perfect for this one.
Okay.
Because this could be, if this goes this way, they could be fighting.
Okay.
If Rodgers decides not to go to the Steelers and retires, the Steelers are the last in the division, if not the league.
That's not going to happen. They're going to.
There is no way Mason Rudolph is competing in that division.
He will have a winning record just the same. Hold your horses. Tomlin will have a winning record.
No.
They might not win a playoff game. They might not even make it to the playoff, but he will have.
Okay, so not last
record.
in the league, last in the North.
No, they can still beat the Ravens.
Somehow they're gonna beat Lamar and the Ravens. Somehow. That's gonna be a shocker. But at least gonna split with the Browns. I'm telling you, I don't care what no one says. Until the Browns prove me otherwise. The Browns are the Browns.
Okay. Browns make that one easy. Okay.
It's hard to say. I do think it's going to be tough for him. Tough sledding. I think.
I'm thinking Tomlin. This is why he can't get fired.
That's why he's there. Okay.
I don't because I don't know how. Sometimes they look awful, and I'm like, it's.
Tomlin's also a player's coach in a sense. So Rodgers probably happy to have a coach who'd be like, say, man, I just need you to be here. Training camp, ready to go.
I think this is the part that Rodgers don't like. Is this his way of getting not having to go through all this?
I will say, if anybody remembers back,
the Jets and
Bruce Smith was hurt every preseason. It was healthy for every game one. I think Reggie White missed most preseasons.
I don't think
Brett Favre missed most preseasons. A lot of the serious vets. They missed the preseason.
They missed the
stuff.
OTAs.
They didn't go to OTAs and training camp and stuff like that. They showed up later.
And because he did this with the Jets.
Brett Favre did not sign with who was it? Was it Minnesota? No, it was before Minnesota. So it was in the Jets.
Yeah.
He didn't. It was like week 4 of the. It was like the week before the regular season started.
Remember, he retired.
And then he came back and signed right before regular season. He skipped everything and then was a Jet for the first game.
Well, that might be more because remember they went the whole thing to see if he had to retire. He went through it was a whole big
that's
thing.
True.
So,
all right.
Because Green Bay don't like you to date anybody else.
Moving over to the NFC North.
Okay.
The Detroit Lions have lost both coordinators. Correct?
oh yeah,
You think
The
they're
rest of that division
Oh my goodness.
is starting to grow back. It's all getting better.
yeah.
The Lions Super Bowl window is done.
And I can see
Oh,
that.
that's
Yeah, I think.
What's his face? What's his? I know it's the coach. Why do I know it's the
Dan
Dan Campbell?
Campbell.
Yeah.
Dan Campbell. He was right. We don't know if we're gonna get back here.
Yeah. I think you hit the mark.
Yep. And yeah, that's the.
I mean, can they do it? I'm
You
sure he could pull something out, but they
I
gonna
thought
have
I'd get a
to
mark
pull-
for the Saints one. I didn't know if y'all would give me the mark for that one.
I
No,
think. I mean, I think he gonna have to like pull a lot out for this one. Like,
I think we tend to forget. The quarterback is Derek Goff.
Yeah.
He does well in regular games.
Yeah.
He performs.
but
But when it gets to crunch time,
I
every
need
time
this.
he does.
It's like Rivers.
It's just like my man can even get you to the big game. He's done it before.
It's like Phillip Rivers. This is it. This
Yeah.
is the moment. We need this win right here, and he just drops the ball.
Yeah.
Or Darren Sproles gets blown up by Ray Lewis.
Things happen.
But
yeah.
okay. So that brings me to the NFC West.
Okay.
The Rams are running away with the division by far and possibly the entire NFC.
The Rams.
Adding Devontae Adams, already having Puka, and with how good that defense was, with most of their primary players being rookies, now coming in their second year, they're going to completely dominate that division. They were, a play away from beating Washington going to the NFC Championship game last year.
No.
They almost beat the Eagles in the snow.
That's right. It was the Eagles.
Yeah.
He was outside.
To go play Washington in the NFC
yeah.
Championship game.
Yeah, the Eagles almost lost that game. People,
Yeah.
let's
In the
not
snow.
forget,
It's not a Rams.
He still threw like 3 touchdowns, like 3 or 4 touchdowns in that game.
They're going to run away with everything this year.
Because
I don't think a Super Bowl. You think a Super Bowl?
Well, maybe not a Super Bowl, but
No.
at least the NFC.
I'll give you the NFC West. The NFC, I don't think so. I don't think the NFC. No.
Okay. All right.
No, I don't think the NFC, but I think they'll have a choice in whether they're there or not. But I don't think that it's. I think there's one more team I give it to.
So it's that hold your horse then, right?
So we're going to hold
Yeah,
the
I'm gonna
horse.
hold-
Did you
like-
both on them?
I'm gonna hold a little bit.
I'm
Not
gonna
that I don't know, because as much as they built to make themselves better, a lot of teams have went and got what they needed.
I think
Especially
the
when it
NFC
comes to
champions
defense.
NFC person represented in your Super Bowl is going to be out of your division this year.
You think so?
Oh, we're going to get to some fun with that.
Yeah.
Somewhat. All right. Here's a fun one from the AFC. The AFC East.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Amari Cooper's gone. Haven't really added much, right? You know, the wide receiver room's a little thin. There's not many names. It's workhorse guys, but nobody that really makes you go, whoo, got to watch that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Lack of talent in the Bills room is going to allow Vrabel to take this team and push them out of the way for the top of the division.
I think Mike Vrabel's a better coach than Sean McDermott. So I think Vrabel's going to.
It looks like the NFL is kind of suppressing and kind of pushing this boat thing a little out of the way and acting like they didn't see it. So Stephon will probably play.
Like, it's going to be wild because he's saying they got that team. He's just a good coach.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for Josh. Oh my God, Josh Allen. I feel bad for Josh Allen, but there's just my man's window's been long.
Yeah, I
And
don't.
he's fighting every season. I'll give him that.
I don't know. They finally start really working. They put more in their defense this time.
Yeah.
Because they keep thinking if we can
Did that Joey
outscore.
Bosa? He did just get injured though.
They keep thinking if they outscore the Chiefs,
They'll win.
they'll win. How about we stop the Chiefs from scoring. And I think they finally kind of like, maybe we should try to stop them from scoring. And so maybe it's their defense they need to work on. Maybe it's not the Josh Allen window isn't the problem. It's the deep. You know what I'm saying? We always look for the quarterback to win.
Sean McDermott,
it is a team sport.
Head coach.
Well, they're working on their defense. I'm just saying what the Bills need to win, and if the Bills figure that out and start winning, they can. I mean, that's the only thing that stopped them from winning against the Chiefs. With that and a little bit of help, because it was two first downs. So I'm not even a Bills fan at all, but I don't think the Bills window is done, which is what you're kind of saying, right?
Yeah, their window's done.
I don't think that window is done. I don't.
Oh, do I have him stumped?
I really think that Vrabel's going to somehow win a division this year. I'm not saying the Bills won't be in the playoffs, but Vrabel's going to win a division. So I'm going to say hit the bullseye.
I'm glad I got one. That was one I was shooting high for, and I was like, that's going to cause some controversy. There's going to be a lot of...
I don't think it's controversy, but...
the people, the Josh Alleners, oh my God, let Bills fans get a hold of this.
A Josh Allener.
Bills Mafia is coming for my head.
But I just...
Alright.
I said worse than that about them, so I think you'd be okay.
Moving down to the AFC South. They've added some receivers. They had Brian Mitchell play amazing last year.
Brian Thomas?
Thomas? Is it Brian Thomas? Brian Thomas. Yes, sorry.
Like Brian Mitchell.
Yeah, that's definitely not, Trevor Lawrence is going to have his breakout season and finally make a real push.
They just did somebody.
Houston's looking a little shaky. They're still, the receiver room is really thin. They've had some injuries. You don't know.
Nico's coming back fine.
They lost Laramie Tunsil, so the protection on that side is going to be a little.
CJ Stroud can move a little bit. Maybe you gotta make it work.
I don't know. I really don't.
Breakout. I don't know if it's gonna be a breakout season. You know why? Because we've yet to see it. But he's also had.
And I'm saying that he's going to have success postseason. It's not just going to be you going to win the decision.
Hang on.
No offense to the AFC.
Oh, I just remember Duval. That's who.
Yeah.
I was like, hang on. Tampa Bay's old off. Yeah.
And I mean, even when Mike Evans and Godwin went down, he was still making miracles with that offense.
We're going to see how good Trevor Lawrence really is with this new team. I think it's going to be. I said I'm going to say hold your
Travis Hunter.
That's what I'm thinking.
Hold your horses.
Hold your horses.
Hold your horses.
I don't know. I think they could win
I'm saying more than that. I'm saying they're going to take a push. I'm not saying Super Bowl winners, AFC champion.
Are you talking about him having an MVP season?
I'm saying that by the time this season ends, he's going to have enough success in the regular season and the postseason for the Jags to be considered an elite team and Trevor Lawrence to be an elite team.
Hold your horses. That's not happening. Hold your horses.
You said elite.
Sorry. That's what I'm trying to say.
I thought it was like a really good season where they worked really hard. Oh, they won a division. Can you believe
I kept saying like, no, I don't mean just win the division. It's the AFC South. No offense.
They could have like Giants it. You know, like. You just need the little extra and they got it. They're still winning. Can you believe it? But you mean they just like out there just like
posing like they're going when they play the top teams. It's a battle. Even if they lose, you're like,
that was a great game. I think hold your horses a little bit.
I don't foresee that. That'll be.
I was like, Like, can they get there? Yes, but elite. I think.
I will tell you this.
It's gonna be dirty.
I will be. That's right. I'm off Sundays.
No, you scared me. What was that?
I'm off Sundays.
He's off Sundays.
I forgot I'm off Sundays.
Yeah, we never see you. It's not sad.
No, I've always
had to work on Sunday.
like what? I'm off Sunday.
So you go to church?
All right.
No, I'm going to watch. I want to see. Answer this question. I want to see Travis Hunter because I have to see how this plays out with him really doing this.
Trying to do both sides.
Yeah, because this is the NFL now. So I know he's shifty. I know he's fast. I know
he's got the endurance, but
How is this good? That's what I'm saying. That's why it truly is a whole. If he just comes out here and we just see something we've never seen before, like I'm talking about, he playing like, I'm looking at him like, oh.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't either, but hey, crazy things have happened in the NFL.
All right. We are down to our last one.
Okay.
All right.
So, every year, the NFL playoff has a 46.9% turnover rate, meaning that 46.9% of the teams that made it last year don't make it.
Okay.
Thus, we also have a lot of lineup changes. You have teams that made Super Bowls that get knocked out in the first round. You have teams that made NFC championships that get smashed in the second round.
But then you got teams that are bad.
That get better, and they take it to Super Bowl or whatever.
Yeah.
Losing their offensive coordinator and coming off of the fatigue of the run that they've been going over the last couple of years, neither Kansas City nor Philly will make it to even the championship round this year.
I can see that. I can see that. Kansas City has been looking worse and worse.
Kansas City their fatigue is real.
That looks real to me. Like, I don't think
they were able, honestly, because of the way they played and how it worked, and if we're being real, they really bubblegummed and safety pinned things together to make it work.
Oh yeah,
and then we started seeing rain in their hair when they got that one tackle kept jumping.
And I think the whole thing with the refs. I'm sorry, I think that's a little real. Like something like.
And then I'm sitting here, I just couldn't believe, like we said, like we talked about all last season, all the refs won half the games, like we said. But it's crazy. But you could tell the players are tired. People figured out how to kind of trap that offense. Like if they don't
have to hit him.
And the funny part about it is they don't have that dynamic receiver anymore, and that's what. And I hate to say it, but Tyreek Hill was the right play.
Yeah,
they won one without him. They won two without him, right?
But then even Kelsey is not
not the same.
It's not the same.
He's a tight end. My man he lost the wiggle. He's not as.
You leave that girl alone. Okay.
Hey, he
lost focus.
It is what it is. I guess, but he's also been in the league for how long? He got 3.
Yeah, I think he might just be a little tired.
I think my man's like, you know what?
I don't know. Gronk had a hard time staying healthy, but if he was on the field, he's catching the football and stuff.
My man, they battered that man.
And that man, Gronk.
No, I'm talking about Gronk.
He's talking.
They battered that man. That man.
That's what I'm saying.
My man,
that's what I'm saying.
The radius he had.
Oh, he was just
I know Tom was just like, I'm just gonna throw it up to Gronk. I know he about to.
Oh yeah. Because he didn't change the Tampa either.
Dog. I loved having him fantasy that year. All he was a touchdown machine. Balls. It was just. He'd get a couple big runs.
That's how Kelsey used to be, but I had not even go get my boy
this generation of tight ends. I'm hoping to see some nice young ones come up this season.
Yeah,
and also Jonnu Smith popped up in it. So
yeah, the Pittsburgh talk. Yeah.
But that's good for him because he did enough on a decent team to get.
I mean, I had him in the end of fantasy last year. Johnny was killing for me.
So I'm happy for the guy. But it's weird because they signed Pat Freiermuth, and everybody up there loves Pat Freiermuth.
They might be going to maybe big package.
Oh, that's
true. Tight end.
Because Arthur Smith and him have a history, so he knows how to run his offense.
And if they can rotate, I think the problem's been they only have one tight end that can receive, and so it's only Freiermuth.
Yeah, that's true.
So now having two that can do both.
That's why I might be okay with having Mason.
I
don't need some. I could do this without it. I want my offense.
Yeah.
So Tom was probably like, okay.
Play action and break
down. Yeah. So, this is what it is. Is that all of them?
I think that is, that is all of them.
I can see that, though.
That's an interesting. I like that segment.
Yeah, I like that. I think that was fun.
That's different because especially not knowing, I
wanted to make sure that they didn't know what
Yeah.
I was coming up with before we got up here. They said that this is the first time they were reacting to it to see what they really thought. I wasn't expecting somebody just like,
But some of you have to think about it. Like, I had to process it. Like, what you even mean? Is it plausible? Like, is that, you know? And, like, not seeing them play yet, you don't really, you know, your expectations are kind of like, I already knew it was time for Carr to retire, so him retiring is what should have happened.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be, like, the same, like, because that's what should have happened. Like, but then I don't know because it's a rookie
Yeah.
quarterback.
I mean, they got Spencer Rattler too.
I mean,
But we've seen Spencer Rattler's there because he was trashing what 2 other teams.
no, this is his first team we got drafted by them. They drafted Spencer last year.
Who am I
Spencer
thinking about?
Rattler played for Atlanta.
No, Spencer. No, he didn't.
He didn't.
Oh, he was drafted by the Saints.
Nah, he was drafted by Atlanta and then sent over to the Saints. I can check that very quick.
I thought he was drafted by the Saints.
Wait, give me. Oh, it was the Saints.
Then who am I
And
thinking
who
of?
am I thinking of?
Desmond Ritter. Desmond Ritter was
No,
that.
who's their other quarterback? Saints.
You're looking this. Go ahead.
Yes, I am. No, it's not. Nobody that I thought it was. Jake Hayner. Yeah. Spencer Rattler, Jake Hayner. Yeah, we know he's trash. Yeah, so nah. But all right, y'all. Go ahead.
Let me see Spencer Rattler because now I'm thinking, who am I? Is he like the real gold one?
Yeah, that one.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. He looked like a he blends. So that's why I was like the. I had to think of. I was like the real. Yeah, because that's how I
She remembered him when she saw him. Remember that day she saw him on TV? She was like, "Oh,
He's
like,
Yeah. You're like, that is not a good uniform for him to be in.
He just
Everything's so gold.
He's
But,
so gold. So like I was like, hold up. I'm like, yeah, okay.
So that was fun, and let us know if y'all thought that was fun. And let me know what you think if I hit or need to hold horses on that one, and hit us up anywhere for this. Comment, subscribe, like, bell, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff, and we'll see y'all next time. All right, peace.